It can be tough to train your brain to stay in problem-solving mode when you're faced with challenges of life, you know? But when you learn how to find your own solutions, there's no better feeling. There's no better feeling than growing emotionally, learning about yourself. A therapist can help you become a better problem solver, making it easier to accomplish goals, no matter how big or small. Listen, I use a therapist every week. I've been doing it for years. I'm a stand-up comedian, and everybody, you go to therapy, you go to therapy. Now everybody goes to therapy. Everybody has somebody they talk to make it so that you're not carrying around all this luggage. You can actually figure out why you do certain things, why certain things aggravate you, why certain things make you sad, why do you get depressed, and then you come up with these s- these solutions. But you can only do that with somebody else. And that somebody else is a therapist, somebody who's trained in these certain topics, these certain, anxiety, stress, anger. That's what you need. That's what I have. That's what I've been using. So if you're thinking of giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great option. It's convenient, accessible, affordable. It's entirely online. Get matched with a therapist after filling out a brief survey and switch therapists anytime you want. Listen, when you want to be a better problem solver, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com/dude today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/dude.
Hey, for most of us, learning a second language in high school or college wasn't exactly a high point in our academic careers. For me, my God, high school, it was terrible. I took Spanish. I felt stupid. Everybody else picked it up easily. Granted, they were Spanish. Most of them were Spanish. But I couldn't get it. It was hard. I really wanted to learn the language, but it just didn't happen. Now, thanks to Babbel, the language learning app that sold over 10 million subscriptions, they're addictively fun and easy way to learn a new language, whether you'll be traveling abroad, connecting in a deeper way with the family that or just, look, some free time. Babbel teaches you bit-sized language lessons that you'll actually use in the real world, okay? Plus, Babbel speech recognition technology helps you to improve your pronunciation and accent. That's most people I know. They just have the accent. Get the pasta fagioli. That's not Italian. There are so many ways to learn with Babbel. In addition to lessons, you can access podcasts, games, videos, stories, and even live classes. Plus, it comes with a 20-day money-back guarantee. Start your new language learning journey today with Babbel. Right now, get up to 55% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/YKWD. That's babbel.com/YKWD for up to 55% off your subscription. Babbel, language for life.
Yeah, baby. We're starting the podcast right now. We're back. You know what, dude? Live. Welcome, everybody, to the show. YKWD. I started social media and podcasting. The fact. The YKWD podcast. YKWD's back again. Old school, back in the day, where it all started, before them all. YKWD. This podcast is so fun and crazy. It has no rules. Shut up. You're ruining this.
Where's the bandana, man?
Sorry. It's a comedy podcast. This isn't NPR.
That's what this podcast does.
Is there any better show? This is the original. You know what, dude's back. This is the last one up in the woods, and I can't think of a better guest than the Greek god himself, the shirtless wonder, the gorgeous, probably one of the gorgeous, prettiest comedians, most gorgeous, prettiest comedians on the planet. And this is all coming from his bio. So give it up for Yannis Pappas, everybody. Yannis Pappas. Look at him. Look at him. Just look at him.
It's Yanni P, the top Greek here. I have money. My Bugatti's outside. I'm not wearing a shirt. I'm never wearing a shirt anymore. My woman's upstairs making a second cup of coffee because if someone breaks into this house, I will protect her with my life. So can she do her job if I'm doing my job? I have a heart out at 11 o'clock because my hose are on my Bugatti.
Dude, what the fuck, man?
That's how you get attention on the internet now. You have to have a Bugatti. You have to say it Bugatti, and you have to have money, and you got to have hoes, and you got to be the top Greek, the top G.
Dude, what the fuck? What's going on? What's happening with this fucking world? You see, they bring you up. You do all this stupid shit. You say all this dumb stuff. They bring you to the top, and then as soon as you get there, they rip you the fuck down.
I think that's the same old story. It just happens now in hyper speed. I mean, it's like it's instantaneous, and then you rise quick, you fall quick. But yeah, I mean, right now everyone's competing with billions and billions and billions of people trying to get attention. So you got to get yourself some sort of weird hat, sunglasses, shirt. I did a whole podcast with Eva Lovia's fleshlight, and I was fingering her fleshlight the whole time during the episode. I mean, I had to blur it for YouTube, because YouTube will show a beheading video or people getting run over by cars in Guatemala when they try to carjack you. But God forbid I finger Eva Lovia in effigy. I mean, I fucked that thing. I didn't put it on camera. They should be happy that I didn't show when I fucked that thing.
Dude, I had to throw all my fleshlights away because I didn't want to come out and see Max playing with it like a gun. Yeah. Just have his arm in it. Dad, look at this.
Yeah, I had Eva Lovia on my pod, and she brought me that as a gift. And I'd be lying if I say I didn't. I had never had sex with a fleshlight, but I did test it.
You did.
I did test it. Yeah,
and it's not good.
Well, it was decent. I'm not going to say it was bad. I mean, it was decent. It just was a little weird sitting there, doing that, but it was decent.
Here's the problem with it. Here's the problem with it. God, you can't really concentrate because God forbid your wife opens the door or your daughter opens the door, and that's the image she has of you holding a fleshlight and just pumping into it. That will ruin a child's life. I still remember the kid around the corner on Tyler Ave, Ricky, when I opened I slept over his house for the first time, and I opened the bathroom door, and his dad was taking a dump, just an evil dump. And I saw his hog, and he just screamed at me, "Get the fuck out of here!" It still affects me to this day. I do not go into a bathroom before. Even in my house, I knock on the door before I go in.
I was just thinking of when you started that sentence with my friend Ricky. Does anyone in Boston just use their regular name, or is it you have to put an icky on everything? Even if your name is like Yannis, it's Yanniki.
Yeah,
hey, this is my boy. This is Tommy, Bobby, Ricky, Johnny, fucking Billy, Robbie. Even the females. This is Maggie. This is Peggy. This is Peggy Morini.
Wait, you got a valid point. You got a point. So listen, there's something in the woods today, something big. I've been out here for the half hour, and Dawn was out here, and something's moving around. So if you see me hustling and I have to leave the podcast, I apologize. Just close it out. Because something's in the woods.
There's something big out there. It's not you, baby. You're looking great.
Thank you, baby. Listen, but you're right about this. What was that? Andrew Tate? Is that his name?
Andrew Tate, the top G, yeah.
Well, no, I don't. This guy came out of nowhere. I've never even seen this guy. Came out of nowhere. I'm like, is this guy for real? This is outrageous. This guy's just saying outrageous shit. And then I look, and he's a kickboxer. He's gotten knocked out a couple times. He talks shit. He's not a not tough guy. You know what I mean? And he supposedly has all this money. I don't know where the money came from. I don't know any of this shit. And then he's in my life. And then now he's in my life. And then he's out of my life as quick as he was in my life. I can't see anything on him now.
Yeah. He's, there he is right there. His dad was like a professional chess player, And yeah, he was a kickboxer. I don't think he was like in all the leagues though. He did some professional kickboxing, but you know, he's very entertaining. He's very funny, and yeah, he's like Jordan Peterson for retards. You know, he just kind of talks about how you got to be like a man, and you know, women are like, you know, it's like hyper alpha, hyper masculine. Like I'm telling it like it is. Entertaining. When he got in trouble, he said he was playing a comedy character. He doesn't mean all the things he says, which maybe it kind of is, kind of isn't. Who knows? But the situation is he made his money doing like a cam girl business. So he does like a cam girl business, and then he started a Hustler University, which
What's
is like
that?
an online course. It's basically a pyramid scheme, but it's sort of you got to give the guy credit. So people pay like $50 a month, and they get to talk to probably him doing different voices, acting as all the professors there, and they give him $50 a month, and he teaches them how to be a top G, how to make money, how to be hypermasculine, how to go to the gym, how to get your life together. You know, those are your two options: this voice here, or clean your room, or fucking Kermit the Frog telling you to get your life together. So, and then he had other people who were the people who joined his university. He had them make content, cut up his podcast appearances and put them everywhere. So they were just like, it was like a pyramid scheme of content. And that's how he broke the algorithm, with like a pyramid scheme of content where like everyone was posting his videos on his behalf. So that's why they were everywhere. So you got to give him credit. I mean, you know, he's smart, and he's smart in this new type of world where, you know, you got to figure out some sort of scam or some sort of bullshit entertainment scheme on the internet to get attention. And he did it because, you know, like I said, you're competing with so many people trying to get attention. So to win over the algorithm isn't easy. The thing that this should expose is that the algorithm wants garbage. That, you know, the tech companies are, yeah, they're yelling at him. They're yelling at him. They're going like, you're the one that made him. It's like, you're the one that made him. Is your algorithm and your infrastructure and what it wants is what made him. It's like when people in Hollywood yell about gun control, it's like you created this culture, or at least reinforced it heavily by all your movies, which can basically be summed up as being described as diving gun guy. That's every movie.
But didn't they create it by starving the people of it? You understand? So they starve the people. We don't get that content. We don't, you know, when I was a kid, the biggest video at the store was Faces of Death, because you never saw violence. You never saw blood like that. You never saw real shit like that. So you wanted to get this video. It was never in people. And then that's the same thing with the UFC. The UFC came out and it was like, oh my God, these people are really beating the fuck out of each other. And you go into the video store and you could never get UFC 1 because it was always out. And it built this, we got to have this thing because they don't give it to us. So them starving us on this type of asshole, or the there's no misogynism. You can't find any guy talking shit about women. There's nobody talking shit about anybody except white dudes are getting, that's about it. You know, white people, you know, so you get this guy talking shit about women, and it's like, even women are kind of attracted to that. Even women are like, well, finally there's a man calling us out on our bullshit, you know? So all of a sudden he breaks the algorithm because people are starving for it because they don't have it. Don't you think that would, if he was around, don't you think we would suss an asshole like that out? If it wasn't illegal to talk shit about women, how they're fun ruiners, you know what I mean? How they suck the life out of a good time.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's true. Well, you can't even say that a man who transitioned 2 years ago to become a woman competing in women's high level sports is wrong. So I agree with you in that sense. Like, nobody can even say that, or you're considered to be some type of hateful person. So in that climate, yes, the only person that creates this sort of this need for someone to say it, and usually the only ones who would say it are crazy enough to go all the way and say other stuff. It's the same reason why Candace Owens or all these people become popular is because they say, 50% to 70% of what they say is what everyone's thinking. They're just scared to say it because they don't want to get doxxed or looked down
it's not
upon.
even,
So
it's not
it's
even
left to
that.
them.
It's not even that you don't want to. I mean, yes, you don't want to get doxxed. You don't want to be attacked. You don't want to whatever deal with but it's like, I think most of us have too much shit going on. You understand? To deal with that. So it's like, okay, YouTube, I would like to say whatever the fuck I want on YouTube. You know what I mean? I would like to do whatever the fuck I want. But I don't have the fucking the hard drive space to deal with those conversations with mush and fucking dealing with that bullshit and whatever money that is, losing that money. It's like I got a kid to deal with. Are we going to story time today? Or are we going to the fucking mountain roller coaster? And then where am I taking them for dinner? And then what are we going to do tonight? And then we're leaving. We got to stop. It's like I have so much shit. I can only deal with this. But it seems like these people just are hyper focused on this one thing. Fuck family, fuck friends, no kids. Don't give a fuck about any of that. I'm going to go do this shit and say this shit and deal with this tsunami of horse shit that's going to come my way. And then parcel out the fans to the haters and make all that money or deal with the consequence. And all these guys seem to wind up in the same fucking space. Alex Jones, this fucking guy. Once you go there, all of a sudden you'll say anything. You're doing it, like you say, as a character. I mean, it's like, it's too much. It's too fucking much. I just remember the day when you were a funny stand-up and then you got on TV and you mixed the both worlds and you made a living and you fucking died somewhere in Vegas.
Well, if you're lucky, it's Vegas. Sometimes it's Schenectady.
Oh,
Sometimes
God.
it's
Imagine
Poughkeepsie or
dying in Schenectady. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yes, Vegas that's a prestigious place to job. I mean, that only the top guys die in Vegas.
Yeah.
Some people die in some of the offbeat rooms.
Poor character couple probably die in Florida.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, yeah. I agree with you. It's
so your brain works different. Like my brain does. Like you and Tim Dillon and Rogan, Schultz. Your brain works in a like. You like this shit. You like figuring this shit out. Like this shit gives me anxiety, and I want to fucking punch somebody in the face. Right?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's not your fault. I mean, you're a kid from Boston, it's fucking, at some point, you guys want to handle problems by fucking punching somebody in the face and that goes back to being Irish. I mean, Irish families, they would go down, the father would go, okay, you got a fucking Bobby's got a fucking problem. You put the mitts on, you put the mitts on with Tommy and Ricky and Tommy go downstairs and they fucking duke it out and I'll referee it. Right. So that's kind of how the Irish solve problems going back to the beginning of time. They get frustrated. They go like, I don't want to talk about this. And you guys don't want to talk because you push everything down. So you just fight it out until it's over.
Dude, I know you fucking, but this totally makes sense. This actually solves a lot of problems for me right now. Because I'm not kidding. Like I always wondered why I never could. I don't give a fuck about what's going on in the world. I only really give a fuck about what's going on in my world. You know what I mean? But there's some people who can take on the world, whatever comes in, and they're like, this is great. But my brain is so overwhelmed with my shit that I'm just like, dude, go fuck. I don't give a fuck. You want to tuck it and take a fucking breaststroke and beat a bunch of broads swimming? I don't give a shit. Go ahead. If someone would let you do, if the people in charge of that sport say it's okay, I don't give a fuck about female swimming. I just don't. So if the people in charge said, you know what, we're going to let Gary or Camille, whatever her name is, a trans male, and you let him beat all the women, why do I give a fuck about that? Why does that matter in my world? My world is right here, right? If Max, if it affects Max, if it affects Dawn, then I'll have something to say. But as far as the other shit goes, and I think most people are like me. Am I correct?
Absolutely. Most people are like you. Most people are like you. Most people are sitting out in the middle of the woods like the Unabomber, smoking a cigar at 10:19 in the morning. Who just got back off the road from Cincinnati doing gigs. Most people are just like Bobby Kelly.
That's a good shot.
That's shooting guns.
That's Max's shot, by the way, the bullseye.
He did good. But no, I do agree with you. I think ultimately most people are like you, and they're only concerned with their sphere, with their world. And that's a good thing. Yeah. I mean, people should be minding their own business a little bit more, but the internet has us all in each other's business, and it's designed to addict people to get more attention because it's monetized now, especially because it's monetized. You remember back in the old days when YouTube was just this fun place where things would go organically viral. There was no companies on there. Viacom wasn't on there. There wasn't any celebrities on there. It was just like, some dude would do mushrooms and someone would animate him, what he said on mushrooms, and it would go viral. There'd be a dog on a skateboard, or remember that redheaded
lightsaber?
Yeah. Or the redheaded kid who said that, he was like yelling about how, fireheads or whatever, redheads have souls, and that went everywhere. It was cool stuff like that. And so yeah, I mean, I guess it's inevitable. I mean, I guess it was inevitable as more and more people got online, and as older people grew up, and generations, they grew up online. I guess this was inevitable. I mean, but it's chaotic.
Steve Jobs said it in an interview, I think, when it was with him and Bill Gates, I think, or some interview that he did, and he said that it's when the money, when something's creative, you create something that's awesome and people love it, it's inevitable when the money people come in, they will come in, and when they come in, it kills all the creativity. That will die. The product will die. And that happened with Apple. I mean, this new guy's fucking outrageous. He literally hands us a phone they made 7 years ago, and we still buy it. And he throws purple on it. And the camera's better. The camera was better last year. Just give us the best fucking camera. Stop megapixeling us up. They got us addicted to megapixels and gigabytes. It's like, dude, you get more gigabytes this year. You get more who gives a fuck? I have 7 million videos and photos on my phone that I'll never look at again. But for some reason, when I see a hummingbird, I have to take a photo of it. And nobody sees it. I don't even tell people, dude, I saw a hummingbird. Nobody gives a fuck about a hummingbird. But I got 75 pictures of a hummingbird on my phone. It's crazy. And this YouTube, same shit. And these guys are all, let me ask you a question. These guys are all hippies. These guys are all like, hey man, we all love everybody. Everybody, let's all be together. This is about fucking, being together, and but they're really not. They're just money people, right? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
well,
YouTube.
That's this. They all were created and operate in the capitalist system, so they have to be. So I don't know if I slight them for that per se, but yeah, this whole no end to up, continue to increase your profit margins. It's all addictive. We're conditioned to all be addicts because, if you're not growing within the capitalist paradigm, it's equivalent to death. So it's constantly pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing to get more and more and more and more. And eventually, the lines of what's needed and what you want are blurred, and their intention is to make you want the things you don't need. And so that's when marketing comes in. That's when they start appealing to your emotions to try to or create the demand by manipulating you by based on your emotions. Hey, you want to feel good? You need to own this. And that all started actually with Sigmund Freud's nephew. I can't remember his name, Ronald or whatever. He had some French type of name, but he came to America, and he was the one who figured out, hey, propaganda during wartime works to galvanize and mobilize people. How can we use propaganda during peacetime for companies, for marketing? And he's the one who took on, he's basically the father of advertising and marketing. And now we live in the United States of advertising, where everyone's acting like a brand and marketing themselves, and they've become very one-dimensional online. And he really started it all. I mean, it started back like women smoking. His client was cigarette companies, and they said, hey, right now women's smoking is considered gross. It's considered anathema. It's Edward Bernays is his name, and women are. It's
like Mateo Lane.
He does look a little like Mateo Lane. And they said, hey, women smoking is considered gross. How can we change that? Because we're giving up like 50% of the population that could be buying cigarettes is not smoking. So he created this plan during this parade to have, he paid all these like female models, celebrities, to start smoking at the same time. And he tipped off the news that this was going to happen. So women had their pack of cigarettes, and they all lit up at the same time during this parade where the national attention was on it. And, he told them what to say, and they called it their torch of freedom. And then from that point on, women started smoking cigarettes. He started paying movies and studios to put the cigarettes in the movies. So we're being manipulated often to want things we don't need.
Look at that.
And they use feelings. And the reason why it's relevant that he was Freud's nephew is because he used Freudian psychology, being like, the cigarette is like a phallus symbol, and he used the subconscious emotions, the animal instincts of people, and they try to tie them to the product to get you interested. Like, you ever notice when you're watching a herpes commercial, it's just some woman canoeing, and your intellectual brain is going like those two things have nothing to do with each other, because they don't. But your subconscious is going, that feels amazing, and that person looks free. So I should take this medication so I can be free.
Unless they're canoeing in Kentucky, and then you run into a bunch of rednecks in the woods, and they make you squeal like a pig and stick their herpes penis in your butt, and then you get herpes. So it does have there is a connection.
Well, that's why they don't. Yeah, they don't do that. There you go. There's one, Valtrex. And look at that. What does that have to do with Valtrex? It's got nothing to do with Valtrex. They're trying to appeal to your subconscious mind to say, you want to be free, you want to have a good time, and your brain just goes, Valtrex is good. It's the same thing when you have LeBron James drinking a Sprite, right? Actually, the last person who would drink a Sprite is LeBron James. But they pay him to go, hey, just promote Sprite, because people go, oh, champion, athlete, Sprite, success. And they make that subconscious connection. I mean, if you went to LeBron James' house and asked for a Sprite, he'd be like, what are you fucking kidding me? It's in my multi-million-dollar contract that I can't get on a motorcycle. I can't drink high fructose corn syrup. And, I can't, I can't go to Vegas. So it's all manipulation, and we fall for it. So
but it's getting bad to where even Max last night, we went to bed, and I went up into my thing, and we're just lying there, and I picked my phone up for a sec because I had to check something, and there was an Instagram video, and he's like, oh, let's watch it, and I was like, fuck, like this is like candy to kids. Like, he just got excited, like I whipped out a sundae up in the bed, like. That's how excited he got on a video of a guy filleting a fish. Like, he wanted to watch a video of a guy filleting a fish. And then there was another one of a lizard. And it's like, we're addicted to these, because it is interesting to watch some hot chick shoot an iguana in her backyard in Florida with a bow and arrow. You know what I mean? That's pretty interesting. You never see that. Your brain starts flying off on shit like that. And then to see her, what are they going to, but there's such a method to it, you know? There's certain videos on Facebook that say they're going to do something, but it takes so long to get there, right? You're like, oh my God, come on. And then they get there and it's not a big payoff. It's like, whatever. But I found out if you have 3-minute videos on Facebook and they go longer than 3 minutes and you get views on it, you monetize, you get money. So these people are actually fucking with us, putting these videos up of these, hey, check this out, whatever, exciting. And then they prolong it. They touch it, they take so long to open it up, and they're just stalling to get to that 3-minute point to make that fucking money. And I fall for it every goddamn time.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. The landscape, the tech companies, I love when they claim, they claim to the moral high ground, because really all they're doing is conditioning everyone to be creators and consumers of content for them to sell ads. So they have people doing all the work for them. And of course, you can benefit from it, but not nearly as much as they're going to benefit from it, obviously. And that's okay. They created the system, but that's the society. We truly are the United States of advertising right now, where everyone is a version of themselves, a one-dimensional version of themselves that they're selling online in 1-minute reels. It's down to 1 minute now. You got 1 minute. And that's how a lot of people are trying to make a living. And that's everyone's dream, to make a living. It's everyone's dream. Nobody here dreams of growing up and becoming an engineer, a doctor. Though we're importing all those from other places. Those are immigrants who are doing that. But Americans,
yeah, we're causing a shortage of those in other countries, actually.
Yeah. And so the American kid grows up. He just wants to be a content creator. He wants to figure out how to get something to pop online. He wants followers, and it's all set up. It's all designed to make kids want that, with very sophisticated what do you call those? Templates, very sophisticated templates and algorithms, and the colors. Everything is very well thought out. It's not an accident. It's designed to addict you for dopamine hits. It plays on the Freudian subconscious of wanting to be liked and all that stuff. It's the same. It's the same old story. We're consumers. We're a country of consumers, and that started after World War II. And this is just an acceleration and a continuation of that.
But do you think it's going to bottom out? Do you think that at one point people are just going to go, fuck this? Not even just these social media. Like, I drive with Mike Calta. He's playing Pokemon on his phone while he's driving 100% of the time. He's looking for Pokemon.
Yeah. I mean, you can really do anything in Florida, huh?
Dude, I can't even fathom it. Is there a bottom? Are we going to bottom out? Is somebody going to go, fuck that? Are we going to go backwards a little bit to go forwards?
I guess he's in Florida, so you can't judge him, right? He could have be choking a stripper, shooting his AR-15 out the window while playing Pokemon and driving 90 miles an hour, and the cops will go, "That's your business, man."
I fucking love Florida, dude.
Yeah, that's your business, man. I mean, hey, man, you do what you got to do. I don't know if it bottoms out. I don't think so. Do we all just wind up like Wall-E on some spaceship floating around on chairs, eating whatever we want? I think we get overtaken. I think we get overrun by a more hungrier emerging world power, and that world power is China. I think we get overrun. I think this is just what happens with powers, empires. They just they become complacent. They become consumers. They're living off the spoils and the labor from other places, mercenaries. So this is nothing new. I mean, the internet is new, but the trajectory, the anatomy of what's underneath this is the same of every empire, the Ottomans, the Romans, etc.
Right.
I mean, we decline first. So I don't think it changes like we pop back up and fix it. I think it leads to absolute chaos and destruction, and then it gets rebuilt by China. So tell Max to learn Chinese.
Well, dude, first of all, it's past the point where he can learn another language, and there's no way he's learning Chinese. Okay, so I'm having a hard time getting him to read a book in English. You know what I mean? China is a farce. They need the dollar more than anyone else. Ooh, that's interesting. What is that?
I guess they're intertwined with us, and they need us, but they are using us as well, and it's part of a bigger plan.
Well, I mean, look, everybody. We were the motherfuckers for a long time, but it was a very being the top dog in the world is very stressful. I mean, you remember
we were like Dane Cook. Yeah,
yeah. It's like being Dane Cook. It's like you can't keep it together. You can't wear that size jeans forever. You know what I mean? At some point, you're gonna fucking have to go up a couple sizes.
Yeah, at some point, you're gonna get tired of moving even on conjunctions and sentences, and you do a sentence, you're just acting out the articles. The open. I mean, a guy, he was giving us act outs on articles and sentences. A person came in the door.
It's the worst because if
he was walking around with his gang signs. I mean, what the fuck is going on? And he was the first. He was like the first internet star who was a comedian. Yeah. Very talented, very funny. But let's be honest. Let's be honest. Yeah, let's be honest. I mean, just like, entertaining stupid people. There's got to be people out there kicking their legs around and entertaining stupid people.
But I think, I don't know if it's stupid people, but I think people like.
Oh, it's stupid people.
Hang on one second. Let me finish. Let me talk for my people here. Okay.
Yeah.
I think what people.
I just want to reiterate.
Some people, they don't want to go to Rome to get the best fucking carbonara. They just want to go to Olive Garden and have some fucking pasta with some breadsticks and never-ending salad because they don't have fucking time to deal. They don't have the money to go to Rome. They don't want to fucking deal with the flight. They don't have the time to take off of work. Let's just go down to fucking here. It's the same shit. It's a little off. You know what I mean? And I think with comedy too, sometimes they just want to laugh. They want to have a good time. You know what I mean? So I think when Dane came out,
because you're stupid. I think you just perfectly described stupid people.
That was the nicest description of dumb people ever.
Yeah, I think that was like really just an absolutely great. That was like a textbook dictionary definition of stupid. But people want to go to Olive Garden. They just want a never-ending fucking breadsticks and salad. They don't want to go and get culture. They don't want to travel. They don't want to do anything. They just want to sit in their fucking little motor scooter, rolling around, eating Olive Garden.
Some people don't want to tie their shoes. They love Velcro.
Some people don't want to know anything's better because they're busy with their phone bill. That's a good excuse.
Let me tell you something. The one thing about me that you can always count on is I'll tap out when I step in it. I'll tap out. So touche, my friend.
People don't want to play Wordle. They throw rocks at kids.
It can be tough to train your brain to stay in problem-solving mode when you're faced with challenges of life, But when you learn how to find your own solutions, there's no better feeling. There's no better feeling than growing emotionally, learning about yourself. A therapist can help you become a better problem solver, making it easier to accomplish goals, no matter how big or small. Listen, I use a therapist every week. I've been doing it for years. I'm a stand-up comedian. And everybody, you go to therapy, you go to therapy. Now everybody goes to therapy. Everybody has somebody they talk to make it so that, you're not carrying around all this luggage. You can actually figure out why you do certain things, why certain things aggravate you, why certain things make you sad, why do you get depressed, and then you come up with these these s- these solutions. But you can only do that with somebody else. And that somebody else is a therapist, somebody who's trained in these certain topics, these certain, anxiety, stress, anger. That's what you need. That's what I have. That's what I've been using. So if you're thinking of giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great option. It's convenient, accessible, affordable. It's entirely online. Get matched with a therapist after filling out a brief survey and switch therapists anytime you want. Listen, when you want to be a better problem solver, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com/dude today and get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp, HELP.com/dude.
Hey, for most of us, learning a second language in high school or college wasn't exactly a high point in our academic careers. For me, my God, high school, it was terrible. I took Spanish. I felt stupid. Everybody else picked it up easily. Granted, they were Spanish. Most of them were Spanish, but I couldn't get it. It was hard. I really wanted to learn the language, but it just didn't happen. Now, thanks to Babbel, the language learning app that sold over 10 million subscriptions, they're addictively fun and easy way to learn a new language, whether you'll be traveling abroad, connecting in a deeper way with the family that or just, look, some free time. Babbel teaches you bit-sized language lessons that you'll actually use in the real world, okay? I used it Italian, baby. Why Italian? I'll tell you why Italian. Because I went to Italy. Non parlo italiano molto bene, right? Scusi, sono spiacente. Yes. Listen to me, dude. It's easy. I loved it. And let me tell you something. You go to another country or you speak to somebody in their language. Everybody knows English. Go around the world. It's a second language to everybody because they're smart. Americans, we learned English and that's it. We drop off. Make yourself a better person. When you talk to somebody in their language, they brighten up. They feel it makes a connection with those people. And it also makes you a little smarter. So Babbel, 15-minute lesson makes it the perfect way to learn a new language on the go. Other language learning apps use AI for their lessons plans, but Babbel lessons were created by over 100 language experts. Their teaching methods has been scientifically proven to be effective. With Babbel, you can choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italiano, and German. I'm trying to buy a watch off this guy in German. I wish I gotta switch over to German so I can talk to him. Plus, Babbel speech recognition technology helps you to improve your pronunciation and accent. That's most people I know. They just have the accent. Get the pasta fagioli. That's not Italian. There are so many ways to learn with Babbel. In addition to lessons, you can access podcasts, games, videos, stories, and even live classes. Plus, it comes with a 20-day money-back guarantee. Start your new language learning journey today with Babbel. Right now, get up to 55% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/YKWD. That's babbel.com/YKWD for up to 55% off your subscription. Babbel, language for life.
Hey, what's going on? Have you heard of Guy Times Presents? This podcast network is look, these are the only ones with balls. They're putting it out there. They want to make people laugh. They don't care about restrictions or political correctness. They're just doing it the way it should be done. All right. They injected the boner medicine into the penis of paralyzed man. All right. We got a bunch of stuff out there and talking about horse shit. These guys are bringing shows to the podcast platform that people have been waiting for, like Our Family Jewels. It's an awesome trivia-based drinking game podcast that you can play along right at home. There's a dozen of messed up series you can enjoy wherever you enjoy podcasts. So get on it. Go to Guy Times Presents and check out all their hilariously fucked up, messed up, awesome, fun shows. Malik Gems, one of my favorite. This is one of the sponsors, baby. Love you guys. They have an ever-growing variety of beautiful tungsten carbide rings. I love those rings. Sexy. They look different. It's not that gold wedding ring that Mr. Brady had on, even though he was banging dudes. Anyways, look, they have any style of version of your life you want to look like, you want to fit into, they got you covered. You want to look like a little Mr. T starter kit like Rich Voss, have a few gold chains and rings on every finger, maybe one on the toe, they got you covered. You want to look like, Chachi with one little necklace from Happy Days, they got you covered. You want to shine bright and be noticed by everyone, they got you covered. Go to malikgems.com, use promo code YKWD, and this is great. This is why I love this company. 15% off, not 5%, 15% off your order. That's a lot of money. So just go check them out. Get yourself a ring. Holidays are coming up. Christmas is coming up. Take care of it today. malikgems.com. Patreon people, I want to thank you for being a supporter on my Patreon. It means a lot to me that you're here. I don't take it for granted. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. If there's anything else you want from me or you think that would be cool on the site, let me know. Hit us up. And that's it. I just want to say thanks for being a supporter of my Patreon. All right? All right, dude. Thanks, dude. So this guy is saying, look at this Aaron H., our boy Aaron in here saying the trade deficit in China is 300 billion or 12% of the U.S. annual. What the fuck does that mean? Get it in pocket.
It means he doesn't prefer Olive Garden.
Here's the deal. I would go to Olive Garden. My wife wouldn't, but I would go. You understand? I think I'm one of the dumb people. I represent stupid people, and I think I'm going to take that on proudly. I'm not going to fucking feel bad about that. I'm going to take on the people that will go to Marshall's to get a nice deal, a nice red tag deal. I like a nice Olive Garden every once in a while. I love fucking not knowing what's going on in the world. I love just fucking smoking a cigar, listening to a game, and keeping my trap shut. How's that?
And, ignorance is bliss. I mean, hey, listen, I say it all the time. My brother loves Olive Garden. He's special needs, so he thinks it's, he thinks.
I'm not saying that.
No, but I'm just saying. I mean, he fucking loves it. I mean, to him, it's like Carbone. I mean, he doesn't know the difference. So I agree with what you're saying. I mean, but again, I think you're kind of proving the point. And I just don't think there's anything wrong with. I don't think there's anything wrong with getting more quality stuff and wanting more quality stuff, because when you open yourself up to more worlds, you do become happier because there's more out there. It's not just the same, breadsticks every day. I mean, some people are just eating the same breadsticks every day. I mean, they're living like my brother.
All right, listen. All right, okay. Listen, I agree with you. I understand what you're saying. But I mean, part of me, I know I'm addicted to the social media thing. I know I'm addicted to certain things, and but part of me wants to. If social media did go away, if somehow in the future it just died off, like MySpace just died, and it went away, and we went on to something else. I don't know what it would be. We went on to something else. I don't see anything replacing it, but I thought MySpace was the end all be all for the rest of my life. MySpace would be the social media thing, but where's Tom now? You know what I'm saying? Where the fuck is that guy now? But if part of me does want it to end, part of me would love it if it all just fell out. The bottom fell out of this shit, and people had to go back on, being talented. Or, you couldn't just get 1 million followers and become famous and work the same clubs I'm working that it took me 25 years to get into, to headline. But you're here, maybe on a Wednesday or a Sunday, but you're headlining. and you're selling out and you're doing garbage.
Yeah. There's truth to that. I mean, here's the truth. Here's the objective truth. The objective truth is that right now there's a bunch of garbage comedians who are putting things out 30 seconds to 45 seconds at a clip.
Yeah.
They're like a lot of them are funny-ish. They're just not that experienced. They're not that good. If you go see them live, it's not going to be that good. If you go see Bobby Kelly live, it's good. You're gonna be laughing so hard it's gonna hurt. You're gonna get your money's worth. The thing that's missing is that you're not a 20-year-old who grew up in this zeitgeist of marketing yourself and doing these little tricks to please the algorithm, to fit into this zeitgeist, to fit in to this landscape and figure it out. I mean, all you got to do is do it a little bit. Like you showed me the other day, you put up some, 3 7-second clip. It's got like 1 million views. That's what it is now. If you do that over and over again, maybe you get people to come out and see you. But yeah, it's to reiterate what I was saying. We've been overtaken by advertising. What does advertising do? They lie to you. It's professional lying, right? It's LeBron James drinking a Sprite, right? So now instead of LeBron James drinking a Sprite, not instead, but in addition, you have some fucking 4-year comedian who's putting up these clips in little sound bites, and you're watching them and it's pleasing you because it's algorithm conducive. And then you're going and following that person because that is all you know. That's where you're finding your comedy. And then they post that they're going to be at some show, and you go there, and all you're watching is an inexperienced comedian crowd work fishing for more clips. So we've been overtaken by advertising. It's all shit. Right. Cigarettes are shit. They're horrible for you. It's
all shit.
Olive Garden is shit. Fuddruckers is shit. McDonald's is made of shit. It's all sugar. It's not good. None of it is good, and people who say it's good are stupid. And I don't really blame them that much because most people are stupid inherently, but they've been conditioned. They've been manipulated. And that's our system. I mean, what do you want me to do about it? It's a good system overall. I mean,
I want you to get sponsored by McDonald's so you can get a light that works.
Then this will be, this light just went out. So I don't know. But yeah, once I get a sponsorship by McDonald's, my whole tune on here will be completely different.
What would be your tune?
I'll come on. You know what, dude? And I'll be like, hey, Bobby, listen, is McDonald's bad? No, people are choosing to eat it. It's fast. What about the single mother who has 4 kids who can't afford to go to Carbone? Okay. McDonald's is doing a service to society. Nobody else cares about poor people more than McDonald's.
Nobody.
That'll be my tune.
What about the trucker at 3 a.m. when he's got to stop to take a shit and a piss? And what is he going to do? Carbone isn't open. There isn't a nice restaurant open. Right? He's on the road in the middle of Kentucky, and there's a McDonald's, and they're there for him, and they feed him a nice hamburger, a fry at a reasonable price because he's not making $1 million. He doesn't have a TikTok account. He doesn't have a YouTube page that's successful. Right? So they do help
Absolutely.
people.
They help people a lot.
The poor.
Not everyone can afford to go to these elite liberal institutions like Carbone. And eat in these coastal elite eateries. Okay. So yeah, McDonald's is a champion of the people, cares about the people, cares about that mom out there who's working 2 jobs, has 4 kids.
Do you think that, back in the 4 fat kids just fucking can't even carry their own backpacks, they're too chubby. Do you think that when I was a kid, I didn't know the world existed. We weren't taught about the world. We were taught about America. Even in history, we were really taught about America. We knew the United Kingdom were a bunch of cunts that tried to fuck with us, and we threw their tea overboard and in Boston, we went down to the Constitution and saw, where we told the British to go fuck themselves. You know what I mean? But we didn't know that you went on vacation. You went to, Hampton Beach, or you went somewhere locally. You thought it was a world away, but it wasn't. We never went outside of the country. Even the Brady Bunch just went to fucking Disneyland. You know what I mean? So but once we started going out now with the internet, and we know about other countries, we know about the world, and kids know about, everywhere, and we travel more, and, it's more accessible to get other places. Do you think that kind of fucked America to where we were just America? Town where you came from, you had pride in that town. I'm from Medford, I'm from Boston. I live in America, and I didn't know about the world. I didn't know anything about the world. Now that people know about the world, do you think that kind of fucked us a little?
I don't know if it fucked us.
Is that what broke down that 1950s, American pride, and you know what I'm saying? Did that have effect on it, you think?
I think no, I don't think so per se. I don't think it fucked us. I think really what fucked us is corporate greed. I really do. I think corporate greed.
You have sponsors for your podcast?
Yeah, Manscaped. Brought to you by Manscaped. Yeah, I do get it's man, it's that no end to up thing. It's that no end to up. There's like we've kind of gotten, you can either do things under the principle of interest or in the interest of principle. And I think you need a balance of both. And we've kind of seesawed all the way where everything is in the principle of interest, and people will do anything in their interest, and they have no principles, and there's no balance.
All the women in the chat are saying women lib is where everything went wrong.
Well, there's a little bit of truth to that. I think there's a little truth to that. I think there's a little truth, a little bit truth. I think, I think women were a little manipulated by companies and everything. I think women were a little manipulated into thinking that there's more fulfillment in being out there and in your career. I'm not saying it's not fulfilling. I'm glad women's lib happened, but I'm just saying there's this notion that a woman who's like a mom and a stay-at-home mom is like somehow not fulfilled, when that's actually the most fulfilling thing. And like my mom, I called her my mom, Freudian slip right there. My wife.
That's it. I love that there's a shirtless Greek mansplaining to women right now. This is great.
Yeah. My wife is a stay-at-home mom, right? And but she runs everything. And her raising my kid, her raising our kid is like the hardest thing I've seen either one of us do. The most important thing. Yeah, it's the most important thing that any of us do. I mean, this isn't important.
Huge. This is garbage. So all this is stupid. It's comedy stupid. What I'm doing, I'm making the money so that she can stay home and raise a good human being and be there for him. And I would never trade places. I would never tell her that, by the way. But I would never trade places with my wife, taking care of literally everything. Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. And these companies
I jump on a plane. I'm on first class. I'm saying no to fucking, no, I'm good with breakfast. I'm good. I've flown first class so much now that I'm like, I don't even want anything. Don't give me free shit. You know what I mean? I don't need that. I sleep the whole time. Like it's,
right.
And then you go into a luxury hotel room, someone picks you up, you go in front of a bunch of people, you tell a bunch of dick jokes, you make everybody laugh, everybody wants a photo, then you go back to your room, smoke a cigar outside, and then you fly home. How was it? Oh, it was tough. What? Tough. I spent the day with a 9-year-old and had to drag him out of Walmart by his fucking earlobe. He was holding onto a crossbow. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, no, I think like I said, I think it's good women work and they can vote and all that. But you know, I think that I think we're a little behind in that area. Like, you know, like women should have more maternity leave. They should have. It should be more. It should be more of our country's priority for families to be together a little more. You know, so I think a lot of places in Europe are farther ahead than us in that, because other places in Europe are not as greedy as we are. Look, I believe in capitalism. I believe it's the best worst system. But I mean, you know, there is something to just the endless greed where nothing's regulated and any corporation can just dump their chemicals into a river and give everyone cancer in some small town in New York, or, you know, the food, there's no there's no regulatory body that's making sure the food's not poison. Women have 13 minutes off after they get pregnant from work. I mean, a lot of that shit is bullshit, you know? It's like you got to take care of people a little bit. You got to take care of the man in the middle.
The dumb people.
The dumb people. You got to take care of those people, the breadstick people. People who just look.
You take care of the breadstick people. I love it.
You got. Yeah, because that's the majority. You know, they're all like everything else in America. It's extremes, extreme rich and people who are struggling to fucking pay for their health care. I mean, it's like everything else. It's everything. It's just politics. It's two extremes. Like everything's extreme. And now I'm going to keep my arms here because I like the way they look.
They look good. I was just saying, when you raise them, I'm like, wow, it looks pretty good. Look at that tattoo. What's that tattoo? Shazam?
No, this is a tattoo that I got. Oh, it's the wrong arm. This is a tattoo that I got in the late 90s. I was drunk and I only had $50 and I wanted to get the full barbed wire. And he said I could give you one link. So he gave me one link of the full barbed wire. It's a horrific tattoo.
Is that after you started Pam Anderson movies?
Yeah, I got the same tattoo as Pam Anderson, just not all the way.
Because you're a breadstick person. You didn't have the money for the whole tattoo.
I am a fucking breadstick person. That's the thing. I'm a breadstick fucking person.
All right, listen. I got questions for you from the fans. I know you got a hard out at in 8 minutes.
Hard on, yeah.
Yeah, you got a nice hard on. So listen, here's a couple things I wanted to talk to you about. This is weird. Have you ever, when you were a kid, used whippets?
Yeah, we did. Because we're breadstick people. Yeah, I did do that.
You go in, you just fucking crank a couple whipped creams out and just get stoned for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, we used to do that at parties and faint. And yeah, I remember we'd choke each other out and faint.
Remember choking each other? Remember that?
Yeah.
That's why these kids are pussies now. Like, if you ever saw, I remember that we would hold each other's neck. You'd hyperventilate. Then someone would choke you out, and then you'd wake up and your lips would be numb and you'd be spazzing. Yeah. Everybody's laughing. Yeah. They brought you to death.
Yeah. And I just thought it was so cool. Like, I remember being choked out and thinking it was so fucking cool that I went unconscious and came back. And I was like, wow, you can do that. That's cool. You could almost kill me.
Dude, our generation was mental. You have to the 70s, 80s, 90s were fucking mental patients. I mean, we're lucky to be here. We're lucky. I remember climbing roofs. You would just climb a roof and go house to house. Like you jump across, like it was a fucking Mission Impossible movie. And parents would see you doing it and wouldn't even call the cops or say anything. They would just let kids jump roof to roof.
Yeah, I think I know 2 people who fell off.
And now they live Olive Garden.
Well, the funny thing is that in New York City, some grocery stores will not let you buy whippets unless you're 21 and over. Anybody under 21 can't buy whipped cream. Like it's fucking drugs, alcohol.
Yeah, they're misinterpreting the law that you can't buy the individual canisters, like that. But you are. It is not illegal to buy canned whipped cream if you're under 21. But grocery stores are misinterpreted that you can't.
Is that fucking crazy?
Yeah, I mean, Humans will figure out a way to get high from whatever your thing is. That's our number
we
one thing. We will figure out a way.
We choked each other out. Back in the 80s, we were choking each other out just to get a buzz. So there is I was talking to somebody about this today. There is a line between I think our generation was, especially mine, was too lenient. Like nobody watched you. No, there was nobody at the park. There was no supervision whatsoever. But now there's too much fucking supervision. There's too many no's. There's too many don't do that. You're going to get hurt. There's no kids getting hurt anymore. There's no kid getting a broken arm. Last time I saw a kid in a cast was like 15 years ago. It's like, like the parents are with these kids every second of their fucking life. And we're creating a bunch of pussies, just a bunch of wimps that don't want to do anything.
Yeah. They're all playing video games. They're all inside. And I mean, playing outside was like the funnest. I couldn't wait to go outside. It used to be about like, you just would meet and be outside with your friends. Like going outside was the most exciting thing. You were out of your house. We played baseball. We played sports. It was just meeting up with your friends outside and living as kids, but you're in your own little world where you were learning from each other and, exploring the world and learning and, going like, hey, when you think, all the way, I don't even know if guys pass around, women's, you go like, I fingered a girl, and then you go like, check that out. Yeah. Do guys even do that anymore?
And if they do it, they don't like it.
Yeah, they don't like it. They go, oh, God.
They'll rat you out. They'll tell Mom, he fingered Jesse, and then he put it on my nose. What?
Yeah.
It's like, what a rat. We're raising a bunch of wimpy rats.
They're fucking all rats. They're rodents. Yeah.
Dude, if a guy, I remember when Dickie Sewell fingered a girl and put it under my nose.
There you go again, Dickie. Fucking Dickie. There he is. Ricky's cousin Dickie.
All right, here we go. We got questions for you from the fans. Are you ready for this?
This is what it's illegal to sell to under 21 people.
Oh, the cartridge. Yeah. You just take that straight to the dome. Yeah.
Yeah. The actual whipped cream is still legal. So,
yeah.
All right, here we go. Ready? We got questions for you. You ready for these questions? These are from the fans.
Yeah.
Okay. When the hyenas ended, Yannis tweeted, Chrissy and I will rise again. Are there any plans for a reunion? I'll answer that.
No, there are not.
I can take that one.
No, there's not. That's what you call, how we've been talking about advertising and marketing this whole professional lying.
Chrissy,
that's what you call an official statement on the situation.
I love that you said we will rise again like you're fucking a phoenix. Like
Right.
Oh shit. What does it say, Bobby and Yannis? What character would you most like play in a remake movie or TV series? Bob, acting abilities more than the character. What?
Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, but am I Laverne? Can I be Laverne and you be Shirley?
I'll be Shirley. Yeah.
I love Pepsi and milk.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be fun. Or Kojak. Kojak and his brother. You could play Kojak.
No, we should do bosom buddies. Just dress like women. That would be a different show.
I've been training for that my whole life.
You couldn't.
I've been waiting for somebody to approach me with that. You want to do a bosom buddy remix? I'm like, get me to that audition immediately. I am fully prepped.
Does that kind of building in that TV show even exist anymore?
I don't know.
It's just women? No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. All right, ready? We got two more and we're out. Have you been doing characters since you were a kid, and how did it start? That's a good one.
Yes. Yeah. I was, probably much like Bobby. I had childhood issues. I had things. Comedy was my escape. It was my way to fit in. It was my way to get girls. It was my way to I was very, very sensitive. I didn't want to get into fights. My heart, I didn't want to be there. You know, I didn't want to fight. I'd rather make people laugh. So I've been doing comedy my whole life. And so, yeah, I used to make my friends laugh. Maurice, one of the characters that we've been joking about, I've been doing that since I was a kid. It was I would imitate Rosie Perez. And I mean, that's not Rosie Perez, but that's where it started. It started as like, you know, I would run around and do that. And yeah, I used to tuck my dick between my legs and run around to make my friends laugh. And I've been doing voices and all that. I've been doing that, you know, my whole life.
How did you, Mauricia, how did you, because you probably at the beginning really tried to be a sexy Puerto Rican woman as much as you could, but towards the end you just had the beard. I mean, a lot of times you just gave up. I mean, or was it a character choice where she got older?
Yeah. Yeah, you just start to get lazy. You're like, all right, as the popularity wanes, you're like, all right, how many are you at 40? Okay, you guys got the VIP tickets? It's 100 each. Right? I'm trying to squeeze every penny out of this. I'll give you 14 dots and I'm out of here. All right, that's it. I'm fucking out of here.
And you can only do her for around 48 minutes, and then Yannis wants to come home.
It's dude. Yeah, no, the weird thing. Yeah.
Go ahead. On YKWD, you were killing it, and all of a sudden you were like answering questions as Yannis.
No, because that's the weird thing. The weird thing is like, you know, it used to be everyone had an act and you did your act, right? Yeah. Or if you went on TV, you were on TV for 7 minutes or 5 minutes, and that was it. Like, it happened once in a while. We make comedy content all the time for hours and hours and hours. This is a new type of like entertainment landscape where you're just riffing constantly and being funny forever. So nobody, like, whenever a comedian did characters, they did it for the scene and then they were done. Like when you watch Jim Carrey do a character, he does it for a fucking, and then he's done. It's like when you're doing a podcast, you're fucking, you know, because when I'm to do the to be the character, you have to think like, and then perform that, you know. It's like the reason why it's so believable is because like I'm thinking like her. So when you get to like the 40-minute mark, you start to play with sanity a little bit, and you're like, I gotta get the fuck out of here, dog, or else I'm gonna start demanding dicks. I'm gonna start demanding dicks, and I'm gonna get fucked by a guy. I gotta get out of here. It's like I remember feeling that on many occasions, even when we did the live shows, where me and Angela would go on and we'd be at like the 40-minute mark killing. I'd be like, I got to end this character. Like, I'm getting too lost in this shit. I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to not be able to get out. And that's a real fucking thing. You can't pretend to be somebody else for a fucking hour. I mean, it's like, it gets weird, dude. It gets to a weird sanity spot.
You're in your basement with the wig on, blowing some guy. Your wife's like, "What are you doing?" I fucked up. I went too long.
I forgot. Is this still the show? I mean, where are we? I don't know. I started doing the show and then we got to that point where I was supposed to get out and we didn't get out. So I just continued to do it. And so I forgot who Yannis was. After about an hour, I forgot how that was. I'm not him anymore. I need to do a show as him and to get it back.
Listen, buddy, I love you so much. I'm gonna get you out of here. What do you got? What are you plugging, man?
I'll be at Uncle Vinny's September 9th and 10th with Mike Suarez. So September 10th is sold out. Get the rest of the tickets for September 9th. And then Soul Joe September 24th and actually 25th. And then that Grand Rapids date got canceled because I booked it on my daughter's birthday and my wife said, "Are you nuts?" So that will be rescheduled. But I will be in Boston, Texas, November 11th and 12th. And I'm getting a slew of new dates coming in right now. I'm filling up my schedule. So please check YannisPappasComedy.com. Also check my podcast, Long Days. And if you haven't seen my specials on YouTube, they're free. Go watch them. Mom Love just was released a couple months ago. So go check that. Watch that. I really appreciate it, Bobby. I love you to death. You're one of my most favorite people on the fucking planet. You really are just a great fucking guy, which is the biggest success on this fucking planet.
I love you so much, buddy. I feel the same way. And you're one of the funniest people walking. You always make me laugh. and you ride the line
Thank
between
you.
all this shit, but being, viral and on the internet and hanging, talking about all this stuff, and you're still fucking funny. So you're one of the guys that I enjoy watching on the internet when I do check out stuff. So, and you're a great dad, and you're one of the nicest guys I fucking know. Just one of the realest people I know. So I love you, buddy. And
Thank you,
thanks for
Bobby. It
doing
means
this.
a lot coming
Thanks for
from
doing
you.
this.
Anytime.
Thanks for doing this, of course, and thanks for doing it shirtless, which was amazing.
This is the way from now on. I'm fucking the top G, baby.
All
Next
right,
time
I
I'm
gotta
gonna have Eva Lovia's fucking pocket pussy right here.
Oh, please next time. Please next time. All right, well, you can take off if you got. I got to do a couple more things on here, and I don't want to hold you up. I know you got a heart out. So,
All right, love you guys.
You have-
Mikey,
you
I
have
love you,
pants?
baby.
Do you have
Yeah,
pants
yeah.
on?
Huh?
I don't.
Do you have pants on?
Oh, do I have pants on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got pants on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did it for the bit. Yeah, I got
Okay.
pants on.
Look at that. Nice. Oh my Christ. All right, we'll see you later, Yanni. All right, listen, guys, that was a great podcast. Hope you guys loved it. Everybody in here, Bobby was definitely looking forward to YKWD with Yannis today. You goddamn right. Man, do I love doing show. I would, man, if I go back in time, I would do a show with Yannis. All those guys. I fucking love all that generation of comedians. Giannis, Joe, Soda, Big J, Lewis. I just love them all. Fucking hilarious. Just a great generation of comics that were all individually funny. Reminded me of a lot like the group I came up with. Just they're all funny, but very different. Make sure you check them out. Mike V. Suarez is going to be with Giannis at that date. So, a hawk just flew by. Where's the dog?
Nice.
Wow.
I have a question. Have you seen any owls out there?
Yeah, dude, there's fucking owls. They were talking to each other last night, scaring the shit out of me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's owls. There was something big out there this morning. And then a hawk just flew down at I don't know, a foot off the ground. So anyways, go to comicwearable.com, get your new YKWDs. If you guys have any new logos for YKWD, if you guys create any stuff, please send it to us. Send it to me. Fuck the check spot is available right now. Look at that. Click on that shirt. You guys helped with this shirt. It would have been wrong. It would have been fuck check spots. Fuck check spot. It would have been fuck the check spot shirt is up there right now. Let's get that up on the story today. And
Also, it's hoodie season, so that's the time to get your hoodies in time for when it actually gets cold.
Yep,
So
that's right. Our hoodies
your
are awesome.
YKWD hoodies, your Pop
Our
King
YKWD
hoodies.
yeah, they're awesome hoodies. I have a bunch of them. The Not You one is great. The pullovers are awesome. I love the pullover. And when I was fat, I didn't like a pullover. I'm sure Fat JC hates a pullover. But now that I lost a little weight, I'm really into the pullover. All right, here we go. Go owling Bobby with Max. Go owling? What the fuck is owling?
I don't know.
What do you
Probably going to look at owls, I would say.
owling? I don't know. It sounds perverted with my son. What do you want me to do with my son, Lou? Fucking weird. Owling. Also go patreon.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, that means you're not a member. That means you weren't in the chat. That means you weren't asking questions. That means you weren't fucking cracking jokes. You were on you weren't there. You weren't on patreon.com/Robert Kelly. So these guys,
And you missed the bonus episode yesterday.
yep, we had a bonus episode yesterday that's only available on Patreon. Bonus YKWD every week. And we also have YKWD. You get it first. You get Calter and Kelly first. You get anything I do before anybody else, and you get exclusive content that nobody else gets. So go to patreon.com/Robert Kelly. If you liked the show, if you had a good time watching it, check it out. Become a supporter. I'm going to be at Soul Joe's on the 10th. I'm going to be at Laugh Factory Chicago on the 23rd. And the 24th, I'm going to be at McHenry Indoor Theater. And the 30th of September at Monchunk Theater. And then I'm going into October 1st. I'm going to be at the Newtown Theater. I got a lot of I got CB Live coming up. A lot of great dates coming up. A lot of fun dates. So go to robertkellylive.com for all my dates. And make sure you check out Mike V. Suarez. And if you are watching on YouTube, the least you can do is hit the subscribe button, the like button, and comment button. That's the minimal. Just click a button, you're in, and then you'll become a supporter that way. What else we got, Mush? That's it, right? We're done.
That's it. We got the questions, got everything done.
Here comes my wife. Oh, Jesus
I
Christ.
thought that was going to be an animal.
Someone laugh at my joke. All right, let's look at blustery hyenas. What does that mean?
I don't know. Oh, Blustery Hyenas, you and Yannis' new show.
What is this? Oh, I thought you.
Smoothie.
Well, you scare me when you walk out, not blinking, staring at me, hand me a drink like you're trying to fucking murder me.
I'm not trying to murder you.
Did you get my text? The dog was dying out here, choking on something, and I couldn't get to it.
Oh, well,
She wasn't choking; she was throwing up.
Oh, I looked out and she was just lying there. So.
Oh, so you just made an assessment?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. Go put a bra on, would you?
The owls are watching.
Yeah, is that owling?
He was meant like the history hyenas. You guys would be blustery hyenas, and then he described what blustery means.
Talk in a loud, aggressive, and ignorant way with little effect. So, are you saying that that's what we were doing? I don't understand.
That's what he was saying, but I think blustery just means you guys would be loud, two loud guys. Instead of talking about history, you're just talking about your opinions. That would work, actually. You and Yannis could do a monthly podcast. That would be fun for both of you.
Yeah, well, I think Yannis is doing very well on his own and probably has his plate full. Well, hey, you want to do a show with me once a month? No, I don't.
But you know what you do have?
What? Herpes? There you go. Now we're talking. Take the subscribe, like, and comment off, please.
Yes.
Thank you. That's a nice mush. I like being mushed. Yes, 2 comics, 2 cigars. It is fucking killing it right now. Everybody's loving it. The concept, 2 comics, any 2 comics. If you're a comedian and you get another comedian, okay, and you get the 2 cigars, the same cigar, has to be the same cigar. You can't smoke. Don't try to send us, oh, I smoked this and he smoked that. Who cares? We do. Same cigar. You talk about it at the beginning, the middle, the end. And then talk about whatever you want. Just do a podcast and send it to us. And at the end, you have to rate it. You have to rate it. It has to be none, 1, 5, or $1 on the cigar. Okay? And it's killing it. It's killing. We got our first sponsor already, which is nuts. 2 comics, 2 cigars. Me and Ari Shafir are opening it up. We're shooting an episode next Tuesday at Foundation Cigars in Connecticut. We got a lot of stuff going on with that. So there you go. That's it. If you have to explain the joke, it's garbage. Well, that's not true, but yes, you're right.
And then news on the special coming soon.
What?
News on your special coming soon.
Yes, news. Sometimes you talk like you're sleeping. News on this magic coming.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. All right, I gotta go. I'm gonna have Justin McKinney on. Look him up. A very funny comedian from Boston.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, has just been killing it for 25, 30 years. Just funny, crystal clean, really great guy, funny guy. He's gonna be coming on the show very soon too. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. We'll see you guys next time on You Know What, Dude? Later.
You've been listening to the YKWD podcast. Thanks for listening. Now go back to your shitty jobs.